Well, today I've been working on this little kitchen sink. There's some pieces missing, and it has been overpainted with um, some red paint. So let's see if we can't fix this up. Before we get started, I wanted to show you the little doll that we made the wig for in the last video. So I basically twisted it up into a bun, and then I actually glued the bun down, and then I used a ton of hairspray to put her in place. And then I built her a little outfit, and these are out of three antique hankies. So her little shawl is a hanky, and the top of her dress is a hanky, and that orange thing there is a hanky, and then this one was a really, really thick hanky, but it had some really nice lace on the bottom, so I kind of dressed her up as best I could. I am not a seamstress by any stretch of the imagination, so I did the best I could. I think her hair looks pretty good, though. I'm pretty pleased with it. So that paint that's on there is a flat paint. So first of all, I'm going to start by making some faucets. So I've got these head pins, which are made for making jewelry. And then I've got these pierced earring backs. And I'm just going to try and put it on one-handed. Yeah. I'm trying to, whoops. See, there you go when you're trying to film one-handed. So I've just put that on there, and then I've got this bead cup that I'm going to use for the bottom part of the faucet. So this is the part that turns the hot and the cold on, and I'm just pulling it up, and that's what it looks like. So that'll be the little part that you turn the water on with. And then I cut a couple pieces of copper wire and bent them to make them look like the faucet. And then what I'm planning on doing is just gluing these two pieces together, letting the glue dry really well, and then I'll have to paint them afterwards. So I'm using this Gorilla Clear Grip, and it's a really, really strong glue. And you can see that's what my little faucets are going to look like. They're a little odd because, of course, they're two-toned, and of course you don't want them to look like that. But I think they won't be bad once they're painted up. We shall see. So I've got, as I said earlier, this little sink unit was overpainted, and yeah, and it's painted with like a really flat paint, so and not painted very well. So I've got to get rid of this red paint off of it and clean it up. So it should come off fairly easily because I think it's a tempera paint, like tempera paint, I think they call it, like the kind that you use for finger painting, and kindergarten kids use it. I want it to look kind of like that set right there when it's done. So the red has got to go. And as you can see, it was a mess. Look at my hands. They're absolutely covered. So I did try before sanding it. I did try and just wipe it off with a wet cloth, but that didn't work. So as you can see, after I've got this thing sanded off, that drawer is not original, and nor does it fit. So if I put like a piece over here, to cover the drawer, which I need to do, the drawer's not going to be able to open and close. So I'm going to have to take it downstairs and sand it off. So that's kind of what it looks like right now. It's pretty rough. And you can see there's a piece of paper inside of the sink, so I have no idea what that could possibly be covering. But that piece of paper is going to have to come out as well. So, yeah, I still got quite a bit of work to do to make it good. So I did take it downstairs and I did sand the top of that drawer. And then I found some laser poop, they call it. I think that's so funny. What it is it's leftover laser, or sorry, wood that was used on the laser printer that you don't want to throw out because you can use it for something. So I'm just going to cut it and make it the right size. So now I've got an egg carton which I'm going to poke some holes into, and I'm going to stick my two little faucets in it, and then I'm going to take it outside and spray painted it with this black satin automotive trim paint. And that's just the perfect undercoat. And you can see I cut that little piece of laser poo, they call it. I think that's so funny. So the leftover laser wood, I just cut it to the proper size. And once again, I'm going to use this Gorilla Clear Grip to glue it on. So the glue has now set, and it's looking good. It's the way it should be. So, and the drawer fits in perfectly. Now I did take the other pieces for the kitchen with me over to Michael's craft store and tried to get the best possible match for the paint. And that was the closest that I came to. Now remember, acrylic paint does dry darker, but we shall see. Those little sliding drawers, I do not want to try and paint them because I'm afraid that they'll stick after I paint them. And there's no way I can get those sliding cupboard doors out. So I'm going to try magic eraser after the fact. So I did do the undercoat with the black automotive paint, and I do plan on installing them, and then I'm going to paint them silver, I think, with some tester's paint. So we'll see. I'm still thinking about it. Well, the automotive paint is dry now, so I've trimmed off the long ends. And I'm just going to use the Gorilla Clear Grip just because this is what's handy here. And I'm just going to glue my little taps onto my little sink. And it'll look much more realistic once the taps are glued on. So there you go. I've got them glued on, although I do not want to leave them black. I'm going to go ahead and open up the tester's paint, and I sped up the film so that you don't have to watch me paint the entire thing. So I'm just going to paint them a nice shiny silver, and I think that looks quite a bit better than just leaving them plain black. So I'm quite pleased with the outcome of this. So I'm just going to leave this to dry overnight, and in the morning do a little bit of finishing touches to it. So I'm quite pleased with the way it turned out. Although I don't think the color is a great match, you can see how much whiter the new one is compared to the doll toy ones that I want to pair it up with. But look, this morning, it's not that bad. So as I said earlier, when acrylic really dries, it dries a little bit darker. So it's not really a bad match. And there's nothing really I can do about those sliding drawers. I'm not concerned, though, because it's 3,000 times better than what it looked like originally. So I'm going to do the little Gretchen workshop trick. Oh God, look, I've got a little jump ring, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue it into the bottom of the sink so it looks like the sink has a drain. Thanks, Gretchen. You've got such good little tips. I remember seeing her doing this, I believe, in her video where she did her laundry room. So I've got the Gorilla Glue still out, and I'm gonna glue that in. And so yeah, if you look at the black on all of the handles, I want to kind of make this a little bit more cohesive. Now, I guess I could have pulled off the handles and tried to do round ones, but I don't want to destroy the entire integrity of this little sink unit. So I am just going to get out the black acrylic paint and just kind of paint the tops. And I think that'll make everything kind of all flow together better as I'm planning on using them all in the same kitchen. So, and I'm just going to paint the surface of it. I just don't want to mess with those sliding drawers at all. As I say, this, I recognize that this is not a perfect match, but you're dealing with vintage dollhouse furniture. Nothing is going to be a perfect match. I guess I could have searched around on the internet and found a sink unit that would match the doll toy one perfectly, but I'm actually quite happy and I'm quite proud of this one. I think it looks pretty cute. And once you get some dishes in the sink and some, a little cabinet above the sink, you're not going to notice. You really are not going to notice that it isn't a great match. It's just all going to blend together once it's like in a room. So, and there you go. My glue is dried on the little jump ring. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of black to the center of it so it looks like a hole. And doesn't that give it a nice finishing touch? You're so brilliant, Gretchen. I love it. So, yeah, that would not have been original to it. That's just a little embellishment that I picked up on Little Gretchen's Workshop. And if you have not subscribed to her channel, you should go and subscribe because it's pretty cool. You can see Jimmy in the background. He's having his breakfast. He eats Cheerios with his daddy every morning. So he's got some Cheerios that are soaked in water and he's having a munch. So this is what all of these pieces will look together in a room. I'm quite pleased with it. I think it's pretty cute. Jimmy, what do you think? I moved his Cheerios a little bit closer so that he can be in the shot too. Hey, Jimmy. I'm not eating your Cheerios. You little bugger. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to help support my channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee. Just go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Lisa And once again, a huge thank you to everyone that has been buying me coffees on buymeacoffee.com. I appreciate it more than you know. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It's free and it really does help my channel out. I really also enjoy all the comments that you guys leave me. I read every one of them and try and answer them all. So thanks again, and once again, have the best day ever, you guys. I really enjoyed this little fixer-upper.